say to the whole world, India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backers. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth.
A nation strikes back with precision and power. Operation Sindoor, India's bold response to terror, has shaken the world. In just 25 minutes, 9 terrorist camps were obliterated. No boots crossed the line of control. But the message, loud and clear.
Earlier this morning, as you would be aware, India exercised its right to respond and preempt, as well as deter more such cross-border attacks. These actions were measured, non-escalatory, proportionate, and responsible. They focused on dismantling the terrorist infrastructure and disabling terrorists likely to be sent across to India.
India is done waiting. This is Operation Sindoor, New Delhi's bold answer to terror, and a warning echoing far beyond the Himalayas. Buckle up as we dive into the heart of this high-stakes operation, unpack its impact, and explore what's next in this tense India-Pakistan standoff. Welcome to Entertain and Educate Talks, where we bring you gripping stories that matter, stories that shake geopolitics and shift global narratives. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. On May 7th, 2025, at 1:05 a.m., India launched Operation Sindoor, a meticulously planned counterterrorism strike targeting 9 terrorist camps in Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. This was no ordinary military operation. It was India's fierce retaliation for the April 22nd Pahalgam Attack, where 26 innocent civilians, mostly tourists, were brutally killed by militants linked to Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba. Let's set the stage. 2 weeks ago, the scenic Baisaran Valley in Pahalgam, Kashmir, turned into a horror scene. The Resistance Front, or TRF, a proxy of Lashkar-e-Taiba, carried out a targeted attack that India called barbaric.
The attack in Pahalgam was marked by extreme barbarity, with the victims mostly killed with headshots from close range and in front of their families. Family members were deliberately traumatized through the manner of the killing, accompanied by the exhortation that they should take back the message.
The nation mourned, and pressure mounted on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government to act. Speculation swirled, but India waited, gathering intelligence and planning a response that would be precise, proportionate, and powerful.
Our intelligence has developed an accurate picture of the planners and backers of this team.
That response came in the form of Operation Sindoor, named symbolically after the vermilion mark worn by married Indian women, honoring the widows of the Pahalgam victims. In just 25 minutes, Indian forces, without crossing the line of control, launched 24 precision missile strikes from Indian soil. The targets? Terrorist infrastructure tied to Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, and Hizbul Mujahideen, groups notorious for cross-border attacks.
The features of this attack also tie in with Pakistan's long track record of perpetrating cross-border terror in India, which is well documented and beyond question.
Here's a breakdown of the key targets. Target 1, Savai Nala Camp, Muzaffarabad, a Lashkar-e-Taiba facility just 30 kilometers from the line of control, believed to have trained the Pahalgam attackers themselves. Target 2, Sayyadna Bilal Camp, a Jaish-e-Mohammed stronghold specializing in jungle warfare and explosives. Target 3 and 5, Gulpur and Abbas camps, Kotli, Lashkar facilities, where up to 15 suicide bombers could be trained at a time. Target 4, Bernala Camp Bimber, only 9 kilometers from the LOC. Here, terrorists mastered the art of building IEDs. Target 6 and 7, Sarjal and Mamuna Joya camps, Sialkot, deep inside Punjab, Pakistan. These house Jaish and Hizbul operatives, including masterminds of attacks like Pathankot, 2016. Target 8, Muridke, Punjab, the very headquarters of Lashkar-e-Taiba. Yes, where Ajmal Kasab and David Headley were trained before the 26th of November Mumbai carnage. Target 9, Bahawalpur, a symbolic and strategic blow. This Jaish-e-Mohammed facility was not just a training ground, it was a factory of hate and radicalization. 10 relatives of UN-designated terrorist Masood Azhar are believed to have been killed here. And here's the twist. Not one Indian aircraft crossed into Pakistani airspace. All strikes were executed from within Indian territory, showcasing not only firepower, but strategic discipline. India's message, this was not an escalation, this was accountability.
Pakistan also has a well-deserved reputation as a haven for terrorists from around the world, with internationally proscribed terrorists enjoying impunity there.
Every strike was backed by hard evidence, with India's intelligence painting a clear picture of the planners and perpetrators.
Investigations into the Pahalgam terror attack have brought out the communication notes of terrorists in and to Pakistan, the claims made by the Resistance Front and their reposting by known social media handles of the Lashkar-e-Taiba speak for themselves.
Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, flanked by 2 senior women officers, Colonel Sophia Qureshi of the Indian Army and Wing Commander Vikram Misri of the Air Force, delivered a clear statement. Terror will not go unanswered. Unity and diversity is India's strength. And this unity stood at the podium, a Kashmiri diplomat, a Sikh pilot, and a Muslim army officer, all echoing one voice. Never again.
Were targeted. India has demonstrated considerable restraint in its response. However, it must be said that the Indian Armed Forces are fully prepared to respond to Pakistani misadventures, if any, that will escalate this situation. Jai Hind, and thank you very much.
But the story doesn't end with the strikes. Pakistan's response was swift and furious. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif called the strikes an act of war, vowing retaliation. Pakistan's military reported strikes in Kotli, Muzaffarabad, and Bahawalpur, claiming civilian casualties, though India insists only terrorist infrastructure was hit. Tensions along the line of control have skyrocketed, with Pakistan's shelling in Jammu's Poonch sector killing 12 civilians and injuring over 50. Locals are fleeing to bunkers, and India is reinforcing its defenses. The fallout is global. The United States, China, and the EU are urging de-escalation, with the U.S. emphasizing dialogue between the 2 nuclear-armed nations.
Oh, it's a shame. We just heard about it, just as we were walking in the doors of the Oval. Just heard about it. I guess people knew something was going to happen based on...
Airlines are avoiding Pakistan's airspace, and India's stock market, while resilient, saw defense stocks dip. Meanwhile, Pakistan's propaganda machine is in overdrive, accusing India of aggression while denying its role in harboring terrorists. Here's my take. India's precision strikes signal a shift in its doctrine. No more waiting for Pakistan to act against terrorists it shelters. But the risks are real. Both nations are nuclear powers, and miscalculation could spiral into a broader conflict, especially with China's growing ties to Pakistan adding complexity. The world is watching, and diplomacy must now take center stage to prevent catastrophe. But this operation wasn't just military, it was strategic, it was political, it was symbolic. India isn't seeking war, it's seeking justice. Operation Sindoor has changed the rules of engagement. No longer will India wait for the world to act. The line has been drawn. The message is clear. Cross it, and there will be consequences. Thank you for watching Entertain and Educate Talks. If this story moved you, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. For more real stories from the front lines of geopolitics, subscribe and stay tuned. Until next time, stay aware, stay united.